It is 9 o'clock. This is BTV News coming to you live from the capital, Gaborone. I am Khomotso Mapani. Let's take a look at the headlines. Faith-based organizations urged to assist in dealing with social ills afflicting the nation. Silibepigwe residents encouraged to apply for Chama financing. And in sports, the national women's team registers their third win at the ongoing Kalahari T20 cricket tournament. Interpreting in sign language is Amantle Babili. Good evening. President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi has implored faith-based organizations to assist in dealing with social ills afflicting the nation, stressing that government is concerned at the continuing erosion of the nation's social and moral values. The president expressed this concern during an interactive session with leaders of faith-based organizations from across the country in Tlukweng today. Monica Sutwaela.
In recognition of the role played by faith-based organizations in building the nation and advancing the country's development agenda, government convened an interactive session with leaders of various church denominations. The discussions were mainly driven by the decline in social values, which the president said should be addressed to maintain the good traits and integrity of the nation.
The decline in moral values in our society continues to manifest through an increasing trend in incidents of passion killings, of rape, domestic violence, excessive alcohol consumption, drug and substance abuse, domestic violence, and youth, and sometimes not so youthful, indiscipline. This untenable situation does not only rob our nation of a healthy and productive workforce, but also tarnishes the image of Botswana and diminishes our dignity. I'd like to implore the religious leadership to help the government in dealing with these daunting challenges.
The church denominations were urged to rise to the occasion, as this move will ensure peace and stability going forward.
You are the light. Lele seidi la lehatsi lona ke sa kore ditumelo tsotlhe tsholohelo ke gore le tshwentse le nna sekai le sekao sa gore go tshelwa jang gore ha se le roballwe ke ditlhokwa.
His Excellency the President has found it fit to invite leaders of the faith-based organizations to engage in fruitful dialogue with a view to determine the role that they can play in reinstilling good social values and to determine the causes of social ills that afflict communities.
A unanimous submission from faith-based organizations was presented, proposing solutions focusing on family institutions, education, health, and community building.
We need to regulate cohabitation law to be enacted, providing that after a period of 12 months, a couple living together should be recognized as married. And of course, they'll be taken to the civil and to the customary court to institute the same.
Realizing that many church denominations are not compliant in their operations, the president explained the need for them to ensure compliance, noting that the move will help in averting misfortunes such as grey listing. Monica Saswaila, BTV News, Tlukweng.
The Botswana government and the Kimberley Process Secretariat have signed an agreement that formalizes Botswana's successful bid to host the office of the Secretariat in Gaborone. Speaking at the ceremony, the Minister of Minerals and Energy, Mr. Lefoko Moagi, said the Kimberley Process aims to increase ethical conduct in the industry and prevent conflict diamonds from tainting the diamond sector. Terry Makoeng.
The Kimberley Process is an international and multi-stakeholder arrangement comprising governments, the diamond industry and civil society. Since its establishment in 2003, it has been operating without a permanent secretariat, and the decision to establish one in Botswana is therefore a significant expression of confidence in Botswana's governance of diamond mining.
Since 2003, the Kimberley Process has been that certification scheme that has assured the world and the market, global market, that our diamonds are ethically mined, we don't use child labor, and it's conflict-free. And therefore we would want to maintain it that way. With the advent of technology and other sources, we will be able to track even the traceability of where these diamonds are coming from, just to assure the whole world that our diamonds are conflict-free and we can trade, they can trade in our diamonds.
Botswana is one of the founding members of Kimberley Process and still remains at the center of rough diamond trading.
And many colleagues from Botswana are now in the host country agreements. But our objectives remain the same. By closely working together, side by side, we will strive for an efficient, a dedicated Kimberley Process secretariat to the whole KP fund.
The effects of the recent visit to Botswana by the delegation from G7 countries, where there was information exchange on diamond trading, was articulated.
We invited the G7 technical representation so that they can come here and appreciate the pipeline of how we deal with our diamonds, right from mining up to finger, so that they can see the traceability of our diamonds, they can see the whole process and how we manage this process from a provenance point of view. And we expected a report back after they had seen this, but that has not been forthcoming.
Mr. Tang was adopted by consensus during the Kimberley Process plenary meeting in November 2023 to head the Kimberley Process Secretariat. Terry Makhoeng, BTV News, Gaborone.
Residents of Silibepikwe have been advised to apply for the Chama Fund to revive the town's economy. The Assistant Minister of Trade and Industry, Ms. Beauty Manake, said this when addressing the residents about the new fund. Mamusi Siska with more.
Silibepikwe, once a thriving town, faced an economic decline after the closure of the BCL mine. While the Chama Fund alone may not be sufficient, it is expected to contribute significantly to rebuilding the town's economy. Residents were advised to participate in the economy by starting businesses and creating employment.
a ipoeletsa gape a re mo Silibepikwe e ta nna lona hela ba le nna mo mantung ao le sa duele rente la nkuta gore ka reng le sang go botsa gore jaanong ga teng ka mantu nna mo mantung ao le tse tshema e re nako e go tentswang le be le itse gore le na le sengwenyana la nkuta gore ka reng la laolora gore ha o no bolelwa dikgang tse di tshwanang le tse o itse gore la laolora o tse dikgang le batho ba tshwanetseng o ska tsa dikgang le mongwe le mongwe we go bata mongwe yo e leng gore wa tegile mo kgwebong a go gakolole o to bone gore tsela o tsae.
Since the Chama targets the informal sector, the small businesses need to step up their efforts and expand.
Sepesela go se dira ka Chama ga le se itirele la go dira mo go tum business a kere business e ra gore o rekisetsa motho o mongwe a kere e yana ga o rekisetsa motho o mongwe o tshwanela ke gore mo rekisetse se se boleng ka re ga go ithekisetse wena nna le wena le rona go re reka nte re batatse di boleng
o kwadisele tsholo le leng gore le tla go supegetsa gore nya o le ke ene mang o dira eng gore o mongwe ha ka tla re lena ro apa dijo tsa Setswana le ene e bile re tse ga di tshwanele tsa mamidi re batla tsa mamidi so le tsholo le go fa sebaka sa gore wena o itshupe ka se leng gore o
re nne mo go bidia o leng gore o ka emelana le di competition o ka emelana le maemo a bosa a tsa kgwebo o sa si o sa tshabi ya go nna e nna le go a go godimo le kwa tase mo tshwantse gore o nna le di strategies le wena mananeo a gagwa ke re ta ka lenaneo
le wena ko kgwebong o nne le mananeo a e leng gore ha ya ko tlase wa go tswa yang gone ko gore boele ko godimo.
Currently, SEDA has received 633 applications and approved 447 at a value of 3 million pula. Mamusi Siska, BTV News. Silebe Pigwe.
The First Lady, Ms. Naoma Sisi, has encouraged men to educate themselves about gender-related issues in order to resolve gender conflicts without resorting to violence. The First Lady said this in Charles Hill, where she was addressing men and teenage boys on issues pertinent to their welfare, gender and empowerment.
Police statistics indicate that oftentimes men are leading in perpetuating crimes against women, children and other societal ills. These acts not only hinders them to fully exercise their duty of being exemplary role models to families and the boy child, but also their ability to control emotions. The First Lady called on these men to normalize seeking long-lasting solutions to issues that affect their well-being.
Gore ka ga mme kana ka ga rre re bua ka bong jo pedi gale le gale ha re bua ka bong borre ba katogela go morago ba re ra gore ra go ba supa go monana gone gore re tsweleng pele ha re lebeletse bong re kopa tse di latelang gore a go nne le tlotlano borre ha le bona sengwe bega go le tshweletse mantswe ya le re a bomme le bone ba sireletsege.
Poor health-seeking behavior and low uptake of economic empowerment programs was also discouraged. Different speakers emphasized that such acts show resistance to change of mindset and personal development.
Ra kgathala ka lona borre ka jalo re batla botsogo ba lona le boela tlhoko ba bongaka ba tla dumana le nna bolwetse bo pehela ha o tla o sa diege o bo potlakisa o kgona go bona dithuso tse e leng gore di botoka gona le ha o diega.
So a re tsene go gola go bua ka gore bo re ga ne wa mananeo a re tle ka ga gore what are we doing to pick ourselves up to blend with what the district is coming forth with. Ya mo ga ona re go toka mo la pe ka ba tsara go opportunity you all le ba ga gore government at this time ke ba sa go le ona ha go re ba le ke tse tshweu ke kupe ke a re he tlogeng a re change go rona a se lelo sa bo mme se se ka sa kola mo diphateng tsa rona go re e ne rona ba dira selelo se a re se diphumule selelo se mo malapeng a rona go tla le kagiso le mmeng.
The First Lady advised men to form support groups where they can openly talk about their challenges. BTV News, Charles Hill.
The Assistant Minister of Health, Mr. Setomolela Tisitswe, says accreditation of Boitekanelo College by the World Federation of Occupational Therapy will help bridge skills gap and improve service delivery in Botswana's health care. The minister was speaking at a ceremony to celebrate accreditation of the college by the world body to offer courses on occupational therapy. Horata Moranyani.
Botswana has made a remarkable success in investing in primary health care by allocating a significant portion of its budget to healthcare infrastructure. The Assistant Minister of Health, Mr. Setomolela Tisitswe, says the accreditation of occupational therapy at Boitekanelo College will address the current challenges faced by the healthcare sector in Botswana.
This training of highly skilled workforce will significantly improve our service delivery in our health institutions for patients needing rehabilitation. Currently in Botswana, we have a total of 39 occupational therapists in practice, both in public and private hospitals. Only few of these are clinicians in NGOs and medical insurance. As more qualified health professionals becomes available locally, this is an increase in patients' access to a larger pool of specialists to meet their rehabilitation needs, potentially reducing waiting periods for appointments, as it is currently a case where patients wait for months to be seen by a rehabilitation specialist.
The president of Botswana Association of Occupational Therapists said that primary health care should be the central function of the country's healthcare system.
Try and go back to that strategy of promoting primary healthcare or rehabilitation within the primary healthcare sector. And I think I'm honored to have met the PS earlier on and to see that ministries is also now thinking, going back to the grassroots of exploring primary health care and rehabilitation as a whole within that aspect. So there is hope and light will soon be shining at the end of the tunnel.
Boitekanelo College is the first college in Botswana to offer occupational therapy programs.
I envision myself working in a hospital or a rehabilitation center, especially specializing in kids because I so much love kids.
With only 39 occupational therapists locally, Boitekanelo College strives to produce more graduates of this esteemed field to benefit Botswana and other countries. Khorata Moranyane, BTV News, Gaborone.
Maung High Court Judge Godfrey Ntomiwa has acquitted Newton Pelekekai, who was charged with unlawful possession of methcathinone, popularly known as cat. Judge Ntomiwa agreed with Pelekekai's argument, which stated that possession of methcathinone was not a criminal offense under the law at the time of his arrest. Unkutlule Tamare.
Pelekekai had challenged the decision to charge him with unlawful possession of methcathinone, commonly known as cat, arguing that the drug is not listed in the schedule to the illicit traffic in narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances Act of 2018. In his judgment, Judge Ntomiwa made it clear that no court can convict a person for possession of methcathinone when there is no written law sanctioning it. Judge Ntomiwa's judgment agreed with Pelekekai's argument, stating that possession of cat is not a criminal offense in Botswana under the current laws. The judge also pointed out that, according to the Act, an illicit substance is defined as any substance declared as such by the Minister of Health. Since cat was not listed as an illicit substance, the DPP's decision to charge Pelekekai was deemed illegal and unreasonable. Judge Ntomiwa emphasized that no person acting reasonably could come to a decision to charge someone for possession of a substance that is not declared as illicit.
Pelekekai, who we were representing, was charged of being in possession of the methcathinone, which is otherwise known as cat, in June 2022 before the Kasane Magistrate Court. So what we did is when he came to ask for advice and representation, we then realized that the offense which he is charged with, which is the possession of this drug, does not actually exist in our law. Well, after this case, the Director of Public Prosecution, I think, then advised the relevant minister to then codify it. So it was then made an offense in June of 2023 by Statutory Instrument number 72 of 2023. So it means then that if you were to be found with methcathinone after June of 2023, it will then become an offense.
Furthermore, the judge also cited Section 10 of the Constitution, which states that no person should be charged or convicted of a criminal offense unless that offense is defined and the penalty is described in a written law. Ungutle Tamare, BTV News.
The Secretary General of Botswana Democratic Party, Mr. Kavis Kario, says his party is firmly committed to internal party democracy and upholding the rule of law in the country. He made the statement at the Francistown Congress, where President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi was nominated again as party leader, or rather president of the party, in the upcoming elections. Bethany Mando has more.
Francistown region e buile gore
re endosa ngaka mokgweetsi Eric Kiabetswe Masisi go nna ene our presidential candidate go ya go dithopong tsa 2024.
The BDP Francistown region, made up of the 3 constituencies of the second city, being Francistown East, South and West, as well as Tonota and Tati East, becomes the 13th of the 14 BDP regional blocks that used internal party democracy, even in the peak of the general elections, to convene a congress to endorse a presidential candidate.
This is a party with a proven record of internal democracy. This is a party how it transnationally tsedingwe o sikasika ditsamaiso tsa rona o sikasika democracy ya rona internally. We beat them all. Ke yone party hela e lo khona gore le di region ka bo 14 jwa tsone lo kopane jaaka lo kopane jana to come and nominate a presidential candidate.
BDP says President Masisi has done a lot for the country since he assumed the highest office in the land, and therefore he deserves a second term.
Infrastructure development. Jaaka o bona re Masisi se tla thenela hasile into a construction site. Tsenya di pipe tsa metsi gongwe le gongwe. That's developing this nation, developing this. How can I check a constitution ya rona? This commitment ya go thabola Motswana o ta hitela. I don't know. This commitment is what we must continue. It is this very president. Oh, mineral beneficiation. It's a more level. It is this very president. You are agricultural produce. You know, we support the hati. You don't go to
Kabori. Eta re tswa ha ta bo re tswa re chema ai tse ke donkra re apply la mitakasi e connectiwa mahala lo ra itse ba gaitse.
Meanwhile, the ruling party has just released the names of parliamentary and council awards candidates who will contest the party primary elections. Moreover, the registration of membership opened this Tuesday, and it will last for only 2 weeks, and successful candidates are free to campaign as per the rules and regulations of the party. However, a date for the primary elections is yet to be announced. Bethany Mantu, BTV News, Francistown.
The Lobatse District Council held a workshop in the Chobe district on ways to expand cultural tourism, ecotourism, and industrial tourism packages in Lobatse. The workshop led to the selection of 12 young people who will participate in the Swedish International Center for Local Democracy program, which will capacitate them on ways to package tangible and intangible cultural tourism of Lobatse. Kiso Temani.
Lobatse is a point of entry between South Africa, Namibia, and Botswana. Hence, it is a route for tourists to other local tourism destinations. Lobatse is rich in tourism aspects that needs tourists to explore. As a result, their collaboration with the Swedish International Center for Local Democracy is to develop and upskill 12 youth on cultural, ecotourism, and industrial tourism package of Lobatse district.
Tsile kwano go tla go ithuta ka industry ya tourism ka high functionang ka teng re tlo go tshwaragana le di stakeholders gore ba tle ba re rute le rona be re package tropo a rona sentle maikelo a rona through that program yone ya CLD go gore e be re tsa bana ba Lobatse ba le 12 gore re ba rute re ba capacitate gore e re ba jana la ba tswa ko mahatsheng a tshwana le bo South Africa le bo Namibia, because Lobatse is a point of entry ga o tswa ko South Africa. Me ga ka ya la tlhoko gantsi ya la batho ya la ba tsena ba hetala go ga borona ba go batla Maroko. Me rena le mahelo a long gore hela mantsi hela ya long gore tshimologo a la hatshela Botswana e simoletse ko Lobatse. Bo Samora Machel rena le Samora Machel Media Museum, rena le ko Fish Kitchen.
Additionally, employees are also capacitated on skills and credentials that will assist in self-improvement and teamwork development that will ultimately enable them to do better on their work performance as well as community development.
Transformational leadership, emotional intelligence, issues of attitudes. These are key and very important credentials when it comes to leadership.
Mindset change, drive the value chain development,
positive attitude. We would be productive. And ultimately giving the services to the people of Lobatse town.
Nonetheless, other district councils were urged to benchmark in other districts for more opportunities of district developments and improvements. Kitso Temane, BOTSWANA Television, Kazungula.
It is time for sports with Tato Titi Khosimore. Titi.
Good evening, Komotso.
How are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well.
Oh, thank you. Let me go straight into them. This is time of the evening where we look at BOTSWANA Tonight sports segment brought to you by Tato Khosimore. Thank you for joining us. Let's jump straight into our top story tonight. The Minister of Youth, Gender, Sport and Culture, Tumiswa Rakgare, says the construction of the Dojo Hall is a true reflection of sound bilateral relations and the bond between Botswana and Japan. Rakgare said this today in Gaborone at the official handing over of the second phase of the Karate Dojo Hall, which was funded by the Japanese Embassy and Botswana government. Tumelo Tafila with more.
The road to this milestone began as far back as 1998, when the Boga initiated the construction of a karate hall. In 2007, the Japanese embassy injected $80,000, while the BNC contributed 340,000 pula for the first phase of the hall. In 2018, the Japanese embassy further forked out another $80,000, while the BNC contributed 500,000 pula for the second phase of the karate dojo hall.
What we are witnessing today is a true reflection of sound bilateral relations and bonds between our two nations. Access to good sport facilities is fast shifting from a privilege to a right for citizens of our country. We are all alive to the fact that safe, modern, and technologically enabled infrastructure plays a very key part in today's cutthroat performance sport.
Ambassador of Japan to Botswana, Suzo Omori, said the Karate Dojo Hall will play a major role in youth development, as in the past, Boga depended on the use of different community and private halls in order to host numerous activities for the association.
I learned that over 20,000 karate practitioners are across all over Botswana. I am convinced that somebody among the practitioners in Botswana will play in Olympic Games someday in near future. And I hope this dojo will be made available for consistent national team trainings and play a crucial role in realizing further excellence in karate sports.
Botswana Karate Association President Shihan Pobagwadi said the handing of the dojo to the association marked the beginning of a new era in his organization as they move into their new home from where they could enhance and build on their strategic plan to grow the sport of karate in Botswana.
This dojo represents more than just a physical space. It embodies these values of discipline, respect and harmony that lie at the heart of karate.
Let me at this juncture turn my attention to Boga and request the Executive Committee to ensure that this upgraded facility is well taken care of and used for the benefit of both the young and the old in Botswana, all in the interest of growing the sport of karate.
The minister further urged various stakeholders to continue to aid in the development of sport, as government has many competing demands from sport, which require financial assistance. Dumelo Tafila, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
In closing and parting, Botswana cricket ladies national team registered their third win at the ongoing Kalahari Women's T20 tournament with a 9-wicket victory over Mozambique. Lydia Poloko with more.
The local ladies went in their fourth game of the ongoing BCA T20 international tournament after 2 wins against Lesotho and Mozambique and 1 loss against Rwanda. Mozambique, who were the first to bat, managed to register 63 runs for the loss of 10 wickets in the first inning. Botswana ladies responded in the second inning, registering 31 runs in the first 5 overs. The local ladies, under the guidance of coach Stanley Zimoni, continued to dominate the game as Tuelo Shadrack and Oratile Ratari, who started the game, scored 17 more runs after 9 overs. Mozambique could not sustain Botswana's balls, and that gave Botswana a chance to increase their score as captain Loramo Pagedi, who went in after Oratile Ratari was bowled out, scored more runs to win the overall game with 9 wickets.
To be honest, the girls are trying their level best. We have played 4 games so far and we have won 3. And this one has given us an advantage to be in the semi-finals. If we are to win 1 from the last 2, we'll be in the semi-finals on Friday. So this is a good performance from the ladies and we want them to keep like this so that we shine. The morning one, we didn't perform very well. We didn't play positively. The girls didn't fire. But the afternoon we did pick our pieces and we performed well both with the ball and the bat.
We're feeling good, but we have some problem with our fielding, but next game we'll make better. Every day we are learning many things, and another day per day we are learning a lot. So when we see something, then we are changing.
Amantle Mokhotle was voted player of the match.
I'm very happy with my performance because that's not how I normally perform. But today I'm very proud of myself. I think they did very good, but we just need to adjust in bowling wise. That's the little things we need to make sure that we avoid. I bowled 3 overs. The other one I didn't finish it and I got 2 maiden wickets and 2 runs.
In other results, Lesotho lost by 10 wickets against Rwanda. The Kalahari T20 Women's International Tournament will be on recess for a day and will resume on Thursday, with Botswana taking on Rwanda and Lesotho in their last games before moving on to the next round of the tournament. Lydia Poloko, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And that will be it from Botswana Tonight Sports segment. Thank you for watching. Let's meet again tomorrow, same place, same time.
Thank you so much, Titi. Have yourself a fantastic evening, sir.
Thank you.
And congratulations to the ladies for making it to the semi-finals.
Yes.
That was Titi Tato Khosumore giving us the latest in sports. Let's take a final look at stories leading the way this evening. Faith-based organizations urged to assist in dealing with social ills afflicting the nation. Silibepigwe residents encouraged to apply for Chama financing. And in sports, the national women's team registers a 3rd win at the ongoing Kalahari T20 cricket tournament. That's all that we had for you in our news bulletin this evening. BTV News, Iganyarona, #BW Mindset Change. Up next is the weather update.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather forecast. I'm Pro Victoria Khosiami. Tonight, satellite images show mostly fine conditions countrywide. And for tomorrow, we're expecting mostly fine conditions countrywide with fair conditions over the Kalahari, southern southeast Gauteng and southern central area. In the morning, cold temperatures of around 9 degrees Celsius over Francistown, mild of around 12 over Gaborone and Lepepe, 13 over Kasane, 15 over Nojane, Good Hope and Selebepikwe, and warm temperatures of around 16 over Gumare and Letlakane, 17 over Mau. In the afternoon, we're expecting warm temperatures over the southern, southeast, Gauteng and Kweneng area, ranging between 31 to 32 degrees Celsius. But elsewhere, we're expecting hot temperatures ranging between 33 over southern, central, and northeast to around 35 over Gumare, Maum, and Kasane. For Africa cities, we're expecting fine conditions over Windhoek, Cape Town, and Port Elizabeth, with highs of 22 over Cape Town and Port Elizabeth. And thunder showers over Luanda, Dar es Salaam, and Nairobi, with highs of 32 over Luanda. For Northern Africa, we're expecting possibilities of thunder showers over Monrovia, with highs of 32 degrees Celsius, and fine conditions over Rabat, Jamina, and Khartoum, with highs of 44 over Khartoum and 47 over Jamina, and partly cloudy conditions over Cairo and Addis Ababa. That's all I had for you tonight. Have yourself a good night.